The following is a presentation of 3KG Community Broadcasting.
And good evening, everyone. Welcome to we are going to say this is the final show, coach's show of this school year.
It was a tease last week.
Yeah, it was. Well,
But we enjoyed coming back here one more time.
That's right. And we're going to wrap up the seasons. Can't hear anything.
Numbers 2, 3, whatever.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Still can't hear anything?
Now I can.
Okay. All right, Ryan Harrington to step behind the microphone to lead off things. It's a abbreviated version of the coach's show tonight. And Ryan, thanks for coming over. And for 31 minutes and 56 seconds, last Saturday was looking really good for Tri-County, but then you had that last four to play, and it didn't turn out so good. So tell us who you played and tell us about the game.
Yeah, so we played Elkhart Christian, and, again, like you mentioned, it was a pretty good game and back and forth game, that's for sure. First quarter, I felt like we came out and played really solid. We knew going in they were going to be a team that pressed a lot, and they had one real guy on the offensive end that we had to focus in on. And early on, I felt like we had pretty good control. Riley Hughes did a great job coming out. He hit 2 threes. Connor Ross was getting layups in the fast break. He had 6 points there as well in the first quarter. So you got two guys with 6 points who aren't necessarily our two main scorers, and feeling pretty good. But then kind of things took a little bit of a turn. Their pressure got to us a little bit to end the quarter, and they kind of ended that first quarter on a 10-0 run. And we go from having a lead to be trailing there. So going after that, it was 16-22 at the end of the first quarter. And, again, that stretches of the game, I felt like the end of that first quarter was a tough one for us, letting them go on a 10-0 run. And it was one of those things where, as a coach, you kind of want to call a timeout to break that up. But, by the time they're on a 6-0 run, I look up at the clock, and it's under 20 seconds. So at that point, at the end of the quarter, it's kind of like, man, we just really want to get to the end of the quarter. And unfortunately for us, and credit to them, they were able to just kind of make some big plays there at the end of the first. And, from then on out, we really had to battle the rest of the way. They had a couple kids step up, number 10 off the bench for them, a guy who hadn't necessarily played a bunch on that we'd seen on film, came in and hit 2 threes in that first half for him, and, really set things up well for him. And we didn't do a good job of hitting free throws. And that's kind of been a theme of the season, and kind of again showed up in this game for us. So again, that second quarter was tough. We're going into half down 7, 34-27, and again, we just knew we had to make some adjustments. We had to be able to handle their press and just stay calm, and again lock in defensively, because we knew they had one guy really that we had to shut down. And again, we just kept fighting, and I think that's the real credit to this team, and what made that game on Saturday so exciting is these guys never gave up, and guys came out and executed down the stretch. You look at Kobe Baylor finishes the game with 17 points, Grayson Schneider 10, Eric Zarzi 10, Connor Ross 9, Riley Hughes 8, and Noah Dallenberg 3 off the bench. I mean, you got pretty well-rounded scoring. But things really came down to that last stretch at the end of the game for us, and we had been clawing our way back the entire time, but we never took the lead in that game until we got to literally under a minute left to play, and Kobe Baylor was able to hit a 3 for us, and it was a massive shot, and it was one of those things that he not only hit the 3, he got fouled on it, so opportunity for a 4-point play, and it gave us a 1-point lead, so feeling pretty good. And then he misses that free throw after earlier in the quarter being 4 for 4. So tough for him finishing there with that missed free throw. And they went down, and they were able to find one of their guys in the corner for a 3. And he only had hit one other shot the entire game, but he was wide open for a split second. Riley Hughes got out there, got a decent contest, but credit to him, he hit a 3 on us. And so, again, then we're down, and we came down, tried to run a set play and get Kobe a decent look in the middle of the paint, and Kobe had to kind of take a tough fadeaway jumper, didn't make it. So then they have the ball, and they're up. At that point, they're up one, and we don't have. It's less than 30 seconds left. The gym obviously is very loud. I would say, well, Tri-County fans really showed up. I mean, it was packed, but even Elkhart Christian had quite a few fans, and it was hard to hear anything. So I was just jumping up and down, screaming on the sideline, trying to get the guys like, "Hey, we gotta go for a steal. We gotta foul. We gotta do something. We gotta stop the clock somehow." And thankfully, Connor Ross got the memo, and he came running up, and I really thought he got a clean tip on the ball. But they called a foul, and sometimes it's one of those things where in that situation, it's nothing wrong with the officiating. I think it's totally a human reaction when you see a guy coming up swinging his arm, and I'm jumping up and down screaming, "Do something!" It's totally natural to call a foul. But I think Connor may have gotten it clean. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. They got to shoot 2 free throws, and it was their best player at the free throw line. So I called a timeout, just kind of hoping maybe we ice him a little bit, but also just kind of set up what we got to do. There's only 20 seconds left at that point, and we know going into this game he was an 86% free throw shooter, so you kind of expect him to hit both. And coming out of the timeout, he misses one, and that was kind of unexpected. But he hit the second, and gives them a 2-point lead, and so we come down and we're able to get into the set that we wanted to get into, and Kobe Baylor drives downhill into the middle of the paint and takes a jump stop, and Eric Zarzi comes right off his backside just like we planned, and Kobe kind of pitches him the ball, and Eric's wide open for 3, and he just shoots it, and I mean he buries the shot. It was nothing but net. 3.9 seconds left, and again that gives us a lead, and you think, okay, we're sitting pretty here. We're up 1, and again, they got to go the full length of the court in 3.9 seconds. But you mentioned it. Unfortunately for us, they were able to do that. It was a heck of a play by them. They inbounded it to one of their off guys who had only played he hadn't played even a punch in the game, but he came really, really close to traveling, but he didn't. He came really, really close to being over and back, but he wasn't. And they were able to get the ball to their best player, number 14, and he was able to go all the way to the rim and finish with a layup. Connor Ross got a pretty decent contest, maybe tried to take a charge, but really wasn't in position to, and their kid was able to get the shot off before the buzzer. So really was a very heartbreaking way to lose it, and tough way for a season to end. But it's one of those things too where I think huge plays were made by a lot of our guys down the stretch to even put us in that position to have a chance to win that game.
What happened the last 4 seconds? Were you guys out of position, or what happened defensively?
Well, again, they inbounded it to number 12 is who it was, and obviously 14's the guy they're trying to get it to, and he just never stopped running. And I don't think that it wasn't that we totally let our guard down. When 12 went to pass to 14, we had 2 guys going for the deflection, and they weren't able to get the deflection, and 14 was able to get it. And then it's one of those things where you don't want to foul him either. Again, he's a good free throw shooter, so we had guys kind of trying to step over, but not enough to where they were getting him to turn it all. And because he didn't turn and he was able to just go straight downhill, he was able to get all the way to the rim, unfortunately. So it's one of those things where if you're in that situation again, maybe you'd like to do things a little bit different, but it's also just really a heck of a play by him. I mean, it's one of those things where I don't know how many times he can do it if you give him multiple chances, but it doesn't matter. He did it the one time he had to, and that's a huge credit to him and the type of player he is.
Well, did we say everybody who played well? You mentioned everybody.
Yeah, I mentioned a lot of them. I think I did kind of skip over the fact that in that fourth quarter at one point, Grayson Schneider hit, a crazy 3. We were down by 4 at the time, and it was just kind of a fast break situation. Ball just got passed forward. He was wide open on the wing, and he just took it and buried it. And he was really fired up. That got us really fired up, and we were able to, again, kind of get into the game because of that. And unfortunately, he kind of rolled his ankle, so he couldn't be on the floor defensively there down the stretch. But again, he showed up huge for us here down the stretch as a junior who had his ups and downs this year, but really started to shine late. And again, I mentioned Riley Hughes had a good game for us. He had 8 points, and again, just the seniors really shining through. Eric Zarzy with 10, huge three there right at the end that could have been the winner, but unfortunately wasn't. And Kobe Baylor 17. He, looking at his stats for the season, he finishes the year averaging 16.1 points per game. So
Wow.
pretty good score for us. He wasn't able to get to that 1,000-point club. He's in the 820s. So, but still, just heck of a player, heck of a athlete for us, and has had an incredible 4-year career, not only as a basketball player but football player. And I know he's going to finish his senior year strong playing baseball as well. And then Connor Ross again. He had 9 points, and he had his struggles at the free throw line, but if we have to go into a game and rely on Connor to hit free throws, I mean, I could have told you that before the season started. That's not necessarily going to be a recipe for success for us. That's not what Connor's good at. Connor's such a good defender, though. He does a great job of getting the other team's bigs in uncomfortable situations. He led us in rebounding all year, led us in steals, led us in deflections. He was one of the top. He's like top 10 in the state for charges taken. So, again, just kind of a do-it-all defender for us, and really selfless player. So he's going to be missed, and since I'm just kind of going through the seniors, Ian Brooks is that fourth one for us, and again, he didn't get in here in this game, but he played a lot of minutes for us throughout the season at different times when guys are in foul trouble, and just been an incredible leader, for the younger guys, but also just being a great practice player for us, and especially this last couple weeks here, being on the scout team and pushing these varsity guys and making sure they're ready for all the games we've played. And I think it's really shown with how we've played the last couple weeks here.
Talk about the regular season.
Well, again,
Or the whole season.
Yeah, the whole season. You look at it as a whole. 14-12. That's pretty respectable. Having that winning record was an accomplishment for these kids.
Especially the way you started.
Yeah, I started off 0-5. So when you take all that into account, it's pretty good. And
I mean, the sectional obviously got to be the highlight.
Oh, for sure.
But you had a 6-game win streak. You had a 4-game win streak. That's got to be pretty fun.
Yeah, well, and again, and I was going to mention along with that, you mentioned those win streaks. This group of senior boys, their freshman and sophomore years combined won 7 games total between those 2 seasons. So, and they played on those teams. It wasn't just like, they were on the JV and the varsity was struggling. These guys got minutes on those teams. So it's really a testament to these seniors and how far they've come, and their leadership as they've grown in the program, and kind of raised the bar as far as the expectations. And we've just really talked to the kids that we got coming back next year about, like, hey, these seniors, they've paved the path for you. They've really set us up, and they've put us in a great position, and it's up to the guys coming back next year to kind of continue that and continue to build on it. Continue to be better. We got back-to-back sectional championships, and that's really special. But we have one other time in school history gotten 3 in a row. So I'd be lying if I didn't say that's not kind of in the back of our head. But at the same time, these kids know, just as every other coach here knows, it's easier said than done. The work that goes into doing something like that, it's already started really, and it's something that you can't take for granted. You got to work hard every single day, and you've got to be ready when your number is called, because it's a really long season. We mentioned we started 0-5, we finished 14-12. So a lot of things can change even throughout the course of a season, and as long as these kids are ready to work hard, I think the future is really bright. And again, I think this really special group of seniors have left something really lasting here.
We'll talk a little more about the future for next year. What do you think?
Well, again, I think we lose some really important pieces, but we've got a lot of talent coming as well. Our JV finished the year at 14-8, so they matched our win total, and obviously they're doing a lot of good things at that level, and they did a lot of that without a lot of size on the inside. The big guy that we have coming up, Clayton Atkinson, fortunately he spent a lot of the season injured, and so because of that, it kind of forced our younger guys to play without bigs and, a lot of guard lineups, but also they have to guard bigger guys then on the defensive end. And I think overall it really helped those young guys develop. We talked about, obviously, a guy who's played huge minutes here down the stretch for us, and we don't win a sectional title without, is Drew Foster. But for a good chunk of the season, he was helping lead that JV team. So it's one of those things where we really use that JV to help set us up for the future. And I'm just really hoping that that foundation we laid this year with that group of kids can translate now to that varsity level next year.
All right, let's go to some thank yous for our last time we get to chat. Always give the coach a chance to thank some of the people that help in this big organization.
Oh yeah, and I'm probably gonna miss some people. Obviously, there's a lot of people to thank. Start with the administration. Obviously, Mr. LeBeau, Mr. Haskins, McCracken, Mr. Culp. I got a lot of support from them, obviously, and they've got experience on the coaching side of things, and not necessarily just basketball, but it really helps being able to bounce those ideas off them and get their input on different things, their feedback on the things they've experienced throughout their years, and then my coaching staff is I'm very lucky. I don't know how many coaching staffs in the area are as well rounded as what I've got going for me. I got Paul Brooks, who is a varsity assistant, and he's at every single practice and helping really run our defense. And our defensive average this year at 46.7. I mean, Paul's a huge part of that.
He's got huge dedication to Tri-County athletics.
He does, and he just loves it. He was telling me after we lost to Elkhart, like, hey, whenever you want me to go away, just tell me. And I'm like, well, I don't want you to go anywhere. So, he loves doing it, and it really shows. And you can just tell every single day at practice his enthusiasm for the game. And again, he's been instrumental in our defensive side of things. Bryce Cook, my JV coach now, real special being able to now coach with him. I coached him for a couple years, and not only in basketball, but he also ran cross country for me and track. So, spent a lot of time around him. He's been huge as far as helping develop a lot of our big guys on the inside, and he was a 4-year college player as well, so he kind of brings that experience to the coaching staff and helps put our kids in that position. We've got some kids who maybe want to do that in the future, and he can help point them in the right direction.
That's a nice mix of having great experience with Coach Brooks and young guys that can really, connect with your players. And you're a young guy.
Yeah. Well, and then
we
we added Rudy Tallman this year for our freshman C team. So, again, he's a guy that's been a Tri-County guy, even up here at Rensselaer a little bit, but just somebody else that just really cares about the program. And those are the people at every single practice. And then I can't go without mentioning Chad Burns and Andrea Grettencourt too, who help out as well. And I just appreciate all their insights and everything they give me. And sometimes they make me look really smart because I just listen to what they say and do it. So I always appreciate that. And I think a big thank you has to go obviously out to the players, but also their families and their parents especially, and guardians who get them to and from practice and these games. I mean, we got a group of younger kids who obviously they need rides everywhere, and I've got a group of kids who I know they've needed rides, but I also know they love to spend a lot of time in the gym, and there's some nights where their rides are sitting outside for an extra 10-15 minutes, and that's just always appreciated. And obviously it takes a lot of dedication from the parent side of things as well. And Carl Dilling's a guy who does a lot of things for us behind the scenes, drives the bus for us, keeps my book most of the season. He does huge things for me, and the underappreciated guys are managers too. Alex Morales filmed every single game for us. John Stearns helped keep stats on the bench, and Braden Batley basically did everything else. I mean, that kid's a hard worker, and he used to play. He played basketball last year, and this year he decided he didn't want to play. He just wanted to be a manager, and he was incredible, and really helped me on the coaching side of things, not have to worry about, okay, is everything out at the bench that we need at the bench? Do we have the whiteboards? Even packing for away games, he had everything packed. He would have the blood jerseys ready. He would have everything in the bag. He'd have towels.
There's a lot of stuff to think about,
yeah,
isn't there? Wow.
Exactly. And again, early in the season, obviously, I helped him a little bit, but after the first couple games, I never had to say anything. It was just taken care of, and again, that just makes my job a lot easier, having those people that do those things. So, again, then just mentioning coaching staff, I can't go without mentioning the youth coaches staff as far as the middle school, as well as we run a summer clinic or a winter clinic as well, and just all the dedication of all the people that come and help Tri-County basketball, and all the fans, and the cheerleaders, the band. I mean, you can keep going forever. It takes a lot of people to run a successful basketball program, and again, I know I'm forgetting people, but I just thank everybody who's done anything to help support us this season, or hope the basketball team shine, because we really appreciate it, and it's been a really special couple years because of all the support we've had.
You said you had a really nice crowd on Saturday following you guys. That's got to be heartening, too, just people travel
Oh,
that.
yeah. It made for a special environment, and again, it's always really cool looking up and seeing former players, and again, just the community at large, and knowing the history that goes into the program. We're looking at it. It's been 53 seasons of Tri-County basketball, and we're right here as far as this was our 10th sectional championship. So and we're part of school history in that regard, and that's just something that we keep impressing on these kids, the impact they've made. And I got messages this week already as far as little kids out on the playground at recess, like third graders, and they're pretending to be Eric Zarzi, Kobe Baylor, Grayson Schneider, and that's just the real special part about
That's
it,
cool.
and that community, and the impact that these kids make. And that's what it's really about at the end of the day. We want to win basketball games. That's always makes things fun, and those are always great memories. But when you can impact the community and impact the future generations, that's really special.
You talk to the little kids. How about the ones in between? You see any potential kids coming through the middle school program, 7th and 8th graders that are ready to take that next step to the JV? And
Yeah. So again, it's sometimes it's hard to project. You go to that 6th and 7th grade. They're still using the basketball, and sometimes it's just hard to project things out, and kids can change a lot. But I do know at that 8th grade group, we've got some pretty special kids. I got Vance Tyler, which is Missy's son. He'll be an incoming freshman. He's a really talented guard, and we'll see where he mixes in with everybody. But he's one of the best ball handlers in the program. Period. He's really quick. He's a pretty good defender as well. And obviously he spends a lot of time on the basketball court, so he knows the game really well. We've also got Luke Arvin, who's a really good athlete. He's pretty tall already as an 8th grade boy, and a pretty solid physically, and
those great Tri-County bloodlines,
yeah,
man.
yeah. And another guy we got coming up, Parker Bear. He's a big guy, and he may take a few years before he breaks out at the varsity level, but just working out with us this fall, doing different things. At one point, we were shooting 50 free throws, and he made 49 of 50 free throws this year as an 8th grader. So, again, I said Drew Foster is the best free throw shooter in our program. He may have a run for his money next year on some of these shooting drills we do. So. Again, there's other guys in that grade too, Joel Lehman and a couple others I'm definitely forgetting. But this 8th grade group definitely has some potential, and it's not to say there's not potential at those other levels too. But we'll just kind of see how things play out moving forward with.
It's kind of up to them, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Again, there's some really good athletes in general coming through Tri-County right now, and whenever you have that, it really helps set you up for success, and we'll see. It's always tough when you got to replace a group like we have to replace, but there's definitely some potential in these upcoming grades, that's for sure.
Well, Ryan, we sure do. We enjoyed live streaming your games this year, and enjoyed you coming over each week. And I want to say congratulations, and we'll talk to you next year, all right?
Yeah, well, thank you guys. Again, I love coming over here, and always enjoy watching your games back and hearing what you had to say about it. So thank you very much.
Ryan Harrington from the Tri-County Cavaliers, 2-time sectional champions. And back with more of the Coach's Cage on 3KGTheCage.com after this.
Working with our customers has been Kentland Bank's trademark for 87 years. We're dedicated to making your visit a lasting one, and helping you achieve your goals is our #1 priority. With 5 locations, Kentland Bank offers all loans needed for today's businesses and families, including car loans, mortgages, agriculture, and commercial loans. we're here to make your busy life less hectic by offering online and mobile banking, bill pay, and P2P payments. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
In agriculture, preparation is important. Dedication is you deciding what to plant and then asking what it will take for a good crop. How much work will it take to produce the final crop? In sports, preparation is vital in becoming the best you can be. Dedication is a will of achievements for a winning desire. Corbett Farms encourages everyone to do their best by having a winning spirit, attitude, and achievement. Your positivity will make a difference. Corbett Farms is proud to sponsor high school sports.
Pulver Psychological Services offers psychological counseling, consultation, and assessment. Locally owned and operated, Pulver Psych focuses on solutions for the community and serves as support for individuals, families, and organizations. Whether you're in need of personal, family, or success counseling, Pulver Psychological Services can help you reach your life goals, increase work satisfaction, have better relationship compatibility, improve sports performance. Get in touch with Pulver Psychological Services by visiting pulverpsych.com.
At Applegate Seed House, we specialize in any and all small seed project needs. This includes government programs, CRP, pollinators and waterways, pasture mixes, and new lawn seed. Applegate Seed House is located 2 miles north of Brook, Indiana, and 2.5 miles east of Highway 41. Call Sam at 765-363-3113. That's Sam at Applegate Seed House, 765-363-3113.
Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Joe Goodeman has been serving the Jasper County and surrounding area since 2009. Being involved in the area, Joe Goodeman has kept his interest in making sure he provides the best insurance for his clients. Whether you need life, car, home, business, farm and crops, or even renter's insurance, Agent Joe Goodeman will keep searching for the best policy for your valued investments. Call Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Joe Goodeman at 219-866-4694 or stop in at 2570 North McKinley Avenue in Rensselaer.
Founded in 1931, Community State Bank in Brook is your community bank. We specialize in relationship banking while offering the technology required to meet your modern banking needs. Community State Bank is the area leader in new construction loans and home mortgages. Our lenders know small business and have products to meet your farm and business needs. We're available to get to know you and your needs today at 224 West Main in Brook or by calling 219-275-2441.
Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Chuck Clark with the Underwood Insurance Agency, formerly Preferred Insurance Group. Are you tired of being sacked every month with your auto insurance bill? Do you feel you just pay your premium to your agent and never hear from them? We at the Underwood Insurance Agency work with over 10 insurance carriers to get you our best rate and coverage we can, and we pride ourselves on serving our customers like they are our family. We are conveniently located in Remington and Lafayette. We can be reached at underwoodagency.com. Reach out to us to score big savings.
High-quality, personalized dental service is what they do at Hillcrest Dental. For over 40 years, generations have relied on Hillcrest Dental for beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. John Ayler and Dr. Jack Drone look forward to seeing you for your next dental visit. For information or to set your appointment, call 219-866-7117. That's 219-866-7117. Or visit hillcrestdental.net. Hillcrest Dental is a proud sponsor of all high school athletics.
24/7 Club Fit is a 24-hour keycard accessed fitness center located in downtown Rensselaer. The 8,000 square foot facility offers free weights, weight machines, and a large variety of cardio equipment. We also offer free aerobics classes. 24/7 Club Fit offers 6-month contracts starting as low as $25 per month for students, those 55 years and older, and there are no sign-up or keycard fees. We also participate in the Silver Sneakers program. Call 219-866-0033 or contact us on Facebook. 24/7 Club Fit, where time is no excuse.
Meet you at Arnie's, Rensselaer's go-to pizza and so much more. Pizza, sandwiches, burgers are here. Don't forget about dessert. Wings, cheese sticks, garlic bread too. Arnie's Pizza menu has something for everyone. Dine in or carry out in the best pizza in town. Located across from St. Joseph's College in Rensselaer. Call 219-866-9999 and meet you at Arnie's.
Daniel Jakes has joined us now, assistant coach for North White Vikings boys team. Daniel, thanks for coming down. Finally hooked up here to end the season, right?
Yeah. It's been a struggle postseason, transitioning into some different aspects of, life after the school basketball, and so, just enjoying some time at home and, getting to spend some time with the old puppy, and
there you go.
He certainly enjoyed it. So
Well, tell us about the North White season. What'd you finish, and a little bit about the season.
Yeah, we ended up 5-18. Record. I hate to say it's a little deceiving, but we felt like we were just slowly creeping up that hill that we played behind all season. It felt like, and there were a few games where we just felt like we don't beat ourselves. We're right there in the game. So 5-18. I hate saying it because teams that beat us, and but it just felt like that team should have done so much better. And I don't want to sound like I'm putting the kids down because it falls on everybody. But it just felt like we could have done so much better than what we did on the court. And it's not saying that the kids weren't out there playing hard. They busted their butts every day for us. And, that's something that you can't say thank you enough to. So, we ended up 5-18, beat Delphi early in the year. Felt like that was really setting the tone for us in the season. Beat them in double overtime, and kind of went on a slit, or excuse me, beat Attica the following night, and we just never really put a full game together, and I think that's kind of where things kind of hurt us, and it just seemed like we were playing behind the 8 ball a lot of the game, or a majority of the game, so it was just hard to get in front and hard to stay consistently in games when you're turning the ball over 18, 20 times a game.
All right, let's talk about your seniors. You don't have many, do you?
No. So we have 3. 2 played a majority of the season. Brendan Hood tore his ACL kind of early in the year, back-to-back years. So you hate seeing a senior go out like that, losing a majority of his season back-to-back years. And, wish him nothing but the best moving forward with whatever he chooses to do. And then you have Chandler and Dane, the two of the trio, and Dane, I mean, there aren't enough superlatives to tell you guys what he means to us, and not only scoring wise, but just his leadership on the court, following a it's kind of a charisma that he carries on the court, and when he's out there, the boys are always up to play, and when we needed a bucket, we always went to him. And so I think that'll probably be the biggest transition, is finding that guy that can get us a bucket next year. And Chandler Hood, I mean, he didn't really light up scores, but he just did so many little things for us. Just a vocal leader, somebody that was always never outspoken, and he just kind of set the tone for us. And early in the year we made him a captain, and moving forward, I mean, he was just always that vocal guy for us. And like I said, he didn't score, but man, his presence was felt on the court, and just the chemistry he had with his brother. I mean, that little pick and roll that they had, I mean, it's hard to stop it. What can you do when brothers don't even have to speak? So,
right.
But those 3 guys will be sorely missed, and I mean, Brendan didn't play after December or after January, and he was third in points average for us. So it's hard to replace those three. So we'll do everything we can. We can't bring them back. There's no COVID year for these guys. So
what about the future then?
Yeah.
What about the future for North White basketball?
We bring 5 of the 8 guys that we majorly played last year, and so you think that with another full year of varsity experience, we got guys that are itching to get back, and I know Braylon, Chris, and Ephraim are all playing AAU this year with Ben Gibbs, so I'm excited that they're staying in the gym, getting shots up, getting reps up, getting up and down. So, we're excited to see them get better, and what another full year of basketball gets them.
How's the middle school Vikings doing?
Eighth grade kind of struggled a little bit this year, but they've got some pieces that we really like. Dawson Rafe and Carter Applegate. Those 2 guys are we expect them to do some things next year, whether that's for JV or dress in varsity. So Connor was one of the few, or Dawson was one of the few guys that continued to come after. He was involved with our varsity. He was at every varsity game after the middle school season ended. So it's great seeing those guys interested in that. And we had a couple other 8th graders picking up AAU, so they're in the gym. They're still getting shots up. And 7th grade, we really like our 7th grade class. We got a nice little lefty in Hudson Van Meter, and another lefty in Eli Spry, and we just got some nice pieces in that class, we feel, and we're
Spry name with North White. Hard to believe there.
But no, we're excited to get those guys coming up, and we're eager for them to stay in the gym and just continue to love basketball and be excited to play for North White and leave it all out on the floor for us. So we're excited for it.
Danielle, what do you ask the kids to do here for the rest of the school year and then the summer? What does being part of the program entail?
The weight room's your friend. That's
Sure.
one thing that we really struggled with this year, is that we got pushed around a lot. It was hard to get to our spots, and I just love to see the kids stay around, get in the weight room, get in the gym and get some shots up. And I'm a big believer in getting up as many shots as you can in the gym, even when you're your own rebounder. So, my cousin got me in the gym when I was at Delphi, and one thing that I remember Coach Smith saying was, I don't remember you being as good of a shooter in high school as you are now. I was like, yeah, I know, I worked out. But the kids just staying with it within the program, and improving something that you felt you needed to improve, and whether that's just ball handling and doing that for 30 minutes a day, or getting 100 shots up, 100 free throws, just doing something to get yourself better, and not having to have somebody around pushing you, having that inner motivation to just want to get better, want to improve, really get over that hump that we played behind all year. So just getting yourself better, and improving one aspect at least of your game. And so that's something that is a big mentality for me. I don't like to settle. I'll come watch 4 basketball games after school, and I'll try and pick up anything that a college team's running that I can carry over. Just talk to other high school coaches and just see what I can improve on, what I can suggest, and go from there. So it's a whole effort. It's a whole team effort, and it can't just be one guy in the gym getting shots up. So you just got to see. I think we ended up with 18 on the roster towards the end. We got to have 15 guys getting better. So just that self-improvement.
You're a young guy with a lot of energy. How did you enjoy or mesh with working for somebody with a lot of experience like Coach Joe Smith?
Oh, I loved it. And, I'll tell you this, and I'll tell anybody that'll listen. Coach Smith, he's just a stand-up guy. And, going from my freshman year at Delphi when he was our varsity assistant, I just have learned so much from him, whether that's as a player or coach. Towards the end of the year, he was telling me, he was like, if there's anything I'm disappointed in you about, it's the fact that you're not in my ear more. I may not do what you what you suggest, but I want to hear your ideas. I want to hear what you're saying, and he's not only looking for his the kids in the program to get better. He's trying to help me out, and my goal at the end of the day is to be a varsity coach at some point. And, he's doing everything that he can to get me there. So I could never say enough things about Coach Smith. Talk about superlatives for Dane Hood. I'd run out of things to say about Coach. So he will always have a fan from me. They announce who's coaching, I'll always stand up and clap. So I can't tell you what that man means to me. So.
Let's talk about thank yous. I know you have a lot of people to thank for helping out with the North White program.
Oh, yeah. Coach Smith for bringing me on, trusting, we were talking before we started, you guys were saying that I'm just a kid. So, I can't thank him enough for bringing a kid onto staff and trusting me enough to, be his varsity assistant, be that guy in his ear the whole game, and the guy suggesting things in practice, and Coach Bonakovich for coaching the JV, kids for allowing us to be their coaches, and we know that it's not always the easiest, when we're up and at them, but I do think that throughout the course of the year our kids got better, and the kids' parents for getting them there and getting them to and from practice, and administration for putting up with us and supporting us in everything that we did, and all the parents and fans that traveled to games. We played at North Newton, and it almost sounded like a home game for us because we had more fans there than they did, and or at least that's how it was from my perspective. But just thank you to anybody that had any, I know I'm forgetting some people, but anybody that had anything to do with our season this year, from ticket takers to concession stand workers, just thank you. You guys make North White basketball what North White basketball is, and thank you guys for coming and getting the game in for us.
We finally
this year.
got over to North
Absolutely.
White.
Matt Sipkema, Mr. Woodcock, Mr. Briles, they're all some great guys. So thank you to them, and just thank you to North White. It's a great community, and it's a basketball community, and when basketball is succeeding, when football is succeeding, it's a great school to be around, and I just can't thank them enough for accepting me as a part of the community.
Well, Daniel, we appreciate you coming over here most weeks. I know he had some car troubles one week, but we enjoyed having you on there. We enjoyed going over to North White, and have a good off season. Okay.
Thank you. You guys as well.
All right.
Thanks, Coach.
Daniel Jakes has been our guest, and wrapping things up with Ethan McCamick from DeMont Christian right after this.
Anders Water Conditioning in downtown Rensselaer is here for all of your water supplies and softening needs. At Anders, we sell and rent water softeners, water coolers, and have all of your bottled water and salt needs too. Call Chuck to set up your consultation today. 219-866-7430. Anders Water Conditioning, family owned since 1991.
After a hard day's work or play, it's time for some relaxation, and there's no better place than Unwind on Front Street in Rensselaer. For massage therapy, facials, spray tanning, yoga classes, and wellness, stop by Unwind. They also offer student-athletes 30-minute massages for $25. Alina would like to thank Unwind's loyal customers for their patronage since 2016. To make an appointment, call Unwind at 219-869-0290.
Every day you listen to the news, but how is that news affecting your financial world? Things like your retirement and your kids' college fund. You need someone who can help you work towards your goals. Someone to help you move forward in the times of change. Call Mindy Byer at Morgan Stanley. Mindy has 20 years of experience as a financial advisor, and she's right here in Northwest Indiana. To make an appointment with Mindy Byer, call 765-420-8433. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney LLC, member SIPC.
Reinforcements Designs is a full-service graphic design, screen printing, and sign shop. They offer logo designs, screen printing, banners, signs, vehicle lettering and graphics, airbrushing, vinyl letterings, digital printed graphics, freehand engraving, and more. 37 years of design and graphics, Reem Bontrager will help you come up with a customized project of your ideal or plan. Just ask. Give Reinforcements Design a call at 219-866-8626 for your next graphic design project.
In agriculture, preparation is important. Dedication is you deciding what to plant and then asking what it will take for a good crop. How much work will it take to produce the final crop? In sports, preparation is vital in becoming the best you can be. Dedication is a will of achievements for a winning desire. Corbett Farms encourages everyone to do their best by having a winning spirit, attitude, and achievement. Your positivity will make a difference. Corbett Farms is proud to sponsor high school sports.
Meet you at Arnie's, Rensselaer's go-to pizza, and so much more. Pizza, sandwiches, burgers are here. Don't forget about dessert. Wings, cheese sticks, garlic bread too. Arnie's pizza menu has something for everyone. Dine in or carry out in the best pizza in town. Located across from St. Joseph's College in Rensselaer. Call 219-866-9999 and meet you at Arnie's.
Midwest Contractor Services of Rensselaer, with over 15 years of experience, offers both insulation and gutter services for new construction and existing homes in Jasper, Newton, Lake, and Porter counties. You could save money and lower energy bills by adding more insulation to your house. New insulation project? Let Midwest Contractor Services offer you a custom insulation package that fits your needs. Leaves in your gutter? Let us give you a price on leaf protection products that really work and are affordable. Call Marty or Mark at Midwest Contractor Services today at 219-866-0755 and get an estimate for your project.
Reinforcements Designs is a full-service graphic design, screen printing, and sign shop. They offer logo designs, screen printing, banners, signs, vehicle lettering and graphics, airbrushing, vinyl letterings, digital printed graphics, freehand engraving, and more. 37 years of design and graphics, Reem Bontrager will help you come up with a customized project of your ideal or plan. Just ask. Give Reinforcements Design a call at 219-866-8626 for your next graphic design project.
Working with our customers has been Kentland Bank's trademark for 87 years. We're dedicated to making your visit a lasting one, and helping you achieve your goals is our #1 priority. With 5 locations, Kentland Bank offers all loans needed for today's businesses and families, including car loans, mortgages, agriculture, and commercial loans. We're here to make your busy life less hectic by offering online and mobile banking, bill pay, and P2P payments. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
All right, welcome back. This is Bill Kage with you, joined by Bob Kurtz and Scotty Miller. One more time from Arnie's Pizzeria. And in the cleanup hitter tonight is Ethan McCamick from DeMont Christian. The Knights had a really nice season. Just kind of teased us a little bit for that 20-win season, Ethan. And I thought when we talked to you last week that you guys were going to get it, because you had knocked off your last regional opponent during regular season, but it wasn't to be. That's how high school ball is always crazy like that. You never know. And they say, beating a team twice is not an easy task either.
Yep. Yeah, that game against Marquette was tough. They definitely grew from the last time we played them in February. They're a young team, so we kind of knew that going in. They shot the ball well. We shot the ball really badly. And so, it wasn't really a game. I mean, we hung with them for a little bit, had it down to single digits in the third quarter, but, we just couldn't buy a basket. So, and that kind of shows by the score there. But, yeah, it was a tough team, but, yeah, overall a really good season for us.
Let's talk about the whole season and just not go through every game, but overall, what did you think of it?
Yeah, at the start of the season we started off 1-3, and so we had some high expectations with the senior class. We started 4 seniors, 5 of them got a lot of minutes for us this year, and so we had a lot of expectations. And after starting 1-3, we kind of maybe started to temper our expectations and start to try to rethink things and adjust. And so really credit the guys for pushing through there. We had, a 4-game stretch where we won around Christmas, and then ended the season right before that regional loss with a 10-game win streak. And so things started to click really, really well for us at the end, especially offensively. Although defensively, we averaged giving up 45 points a game, which I think, as far as I can tell, is probably the best in DeMont Christian history. And so, kind of both ends started clicking, and I think that's really what helped us there at the end, and seniors stepping up for us there to really carry us.
With that start, do you change up things, or you just kind of, put the hammer down and try to just fine-tune everything?
Yeah, there were some adjustments we made. We definitely, made some minor tweaks here and there. Maybe started going to maybe our secondary offense a little more than our primary one at the start of the season. There's the temptation to just rip it all out and try to find something that works. But I got a good group of coaches around me, and we really had a lot of long talks after practices, trying to really work through things. And again, credit the guys; they're great guys, and so just being really willing to buy into what we're trying to talk about, what we're trying to push, even if maybe they think. Everybody thinks they know best, and so especially when you're 16, 17 years old. So credit them for just really, when things got tough, really, really, putting the rubber to the road and pushing through, and seeing some of those wins start to stack up really helped.
Talk about your seniors.
Yeah. So really great group of seniors this year. Most of them played a lot. They were all rotation guys, not really one guy, just kind of on the team. Everybody was definitely a big contributor for us this year. So starting with the starters, Luke Terpstra, he ended up his career as the 4th leading scorer in school history, just kind of shy of 1,000 points for us. I think in the upper 800s he ended up with. So really great career for Luke. Really great leader for us. He's a multi-sport athlete. He was all-conference soccer, all-conference basketball. He'll most likely be all-conference baseball. He was last year. So our school is definitely going to miss a kid like that. Really carried us in the sectional game with a 25-point performance there. Gabe Rotier, he was another one. Just a really great kid, really great season. He could guard. He was 6'4", athletic kid. Obviously good to have on your team. Can guard bigs, can guard guards. Just an awesome character guy, super, super high quality guy, and a really great young man. Jace Boltema, Gabe was also honorable mention All Conference Midwest Conference this year, and so that was really cool to see him kind of recognized for his season. He doesn't always light up the stat sheet, but just does a lot of the little things for you. Jace Boltema, our leading rebounder this year, just kind of a hustle guy. He was also conference honorable mention for us. He was last year too, and so just really, he's the guy who's on the floor. He's the guy getting beat up, getting thrown around. He does things unorthodoxly, but he finishes, and he averaged a double-double for us through that sectional, and so really, really helped us. When we needed rebounds, when we needed a bucket under the hoop, was super helpful for us. Jacob Dyke, he was kind of stepped into our point guard spot last year and really excelled. Great defender, really quick, really physical guard. We actually just found out yesterday he played the entire season on a broken hand.
Wow.
So, yeah, and not a hairline break. Yeah, he's going to have a pin in it. And so, he's a tough kid. It's just, there were a few times he would say, "Hey, my wrist is sore," and tape it up and play. But he wanted to make sure that every turnover though that was because of his broken wrist. So he wanted to make sure we knew that. So, but just an awesome kid. Never complained. Always usually took their quickest guard, their toughest assignment. Was asked to do a lot for us, and just a really tough competitor. And then Davis Peterson, he missed the first 4 games for us, which definitely you can tell after we started off with 3 losses. And so after he came in, he was typically our 6th man coming off the bench, and he could have definitely started. His numbers were great. He's a great player, but he really embraced his role as that first guy off the bench, and just came in and gave us a huge spark. Really quick, really athletic. Could fill it up if you let him get going. And so just a credit to his character and perseverance for coming off the bench and really embracing that role. And then Bryce Nash, he was kind of our one big off the bench. He got spot minutes here and there, and so really good kid, great practice player, great in games. He had an awesome game against Faith this year we had a 16-point comeback against them in the second half, and he played, I think, like the entire last quarter and a half, and really helped spark us in to get that lead, and which secured us the conference there. And so awesome kid. He's going off into the Marines after he finishes high school, and so just a great kid to be around. We had a chance to honor him this year, actually before that Faith game, and recognize him. So it was a really special night to be a part of as a coach. So definitely going to miss these seniors. Going to be a big hole to fill. Our roster on varsity this year was 6 seniors and 6 sophomores, and so really interesting makeup, and it will obviously leave a giant gap for us to fill next year.
Tell us about next year then.
Yeah, so next year, we're excited. We'll be definitely a different team, losing as much as we did, but we return 2 varsity rotation players, sophomores this year. Tony Boss was a starter for us all season. Tony, he's a 6'4" guard. He just kind of does all the little things. Led us in assists, was number 3 in rebounds, number 2 in points. Played point guard a lot for us, averaged under 2 turnovers a game. He was all conference this year in the Midwest Conference. And so having a kid like that to kind of build around is great. Tanyan Baker, he could have probably played a lot more for us this year, just we were so senior heavy. Really good shooter, really quick guard, really good defender. And so he was already varsity ready, but we were just so top heavy this year. We gave him some JV minutes, and his numbers for the second half of the JV season were phenomenal. And he was being quartered too, so he'd only played 2 quarters, and still I think he led them in scoring. But so those 2 are really going to be great to build around next year. And then our JV team ended up 12-11, and so had a good season, especially good second half of the season. We have Titus Terpstra, who's actually Luke's younger brother. He got some minutes early on in varsity for us. He's going to be a really good player for us next year, really key part. And we got several brothers. Nolan Peterson, Davis's brother, will also be coming up. Really good defender on JV. And Brady Rudzant will be our other JV starter coming up and doing a lot for us. And so it's a really good group. They're really tight. They're excited to play again together. They had a really good 8th grade year together. And then we're kind of split up as freshmen and even more split up as sophomores. And so they're excited to get back together and play. So we're excited about this group. It'll be definitely different, but they're really good kids, really hard workers. And so we're excited to see what they can do for us next year.
It sounds like you have good numbers. Is that?
Yeah. So next year, like I said, we don't have a junior in the program, but we were just already kind of looking at numbers for next year. What are we looking at for summer stuff? And we might have more kids even in just 3 grades next year come out next. So it's a good problem to have. Our middle school is doing really well right now. I like our 7th, 8th, and 6th grade teams. So we'll always have solid numbers these next several seasons. So that's a good problem to have. We're getting more gym space. That should be done, cross fingers, soon here. So that's definitely helpful as well as you grow in numbers. So we're excited about that.
All right, let's talk some thank yous. You want to thank people that help with your program?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously want to thank kind of teachers and admin. I know basketball's a long season, and working with us, making sure kids are getting stuff in, making sure kids are fulfilling all their responsibilities is super helpful. Even during the playoff run, for a small school, it's a lot of the same kids. Baseball coaches waiting, track coaches waiting. Right. Golf coaches waiting, and so for all their support during the playoff run, that kind of took away from their program. They're super supportive. Our admins and teachers and staff are fantastic and always super helpful. Our fans, we played in South Bend against Marquette, which is kind of a haul for us, and so, but we showed up. I mean, we filled up the majority of the stands with just DeMont Christian fans, and so that was really, really cool to see.
And you guys are loud too.
Yes,
They get into it.
They're loud. Yeah, I don't think it was quite as loud as the Couts game, but yeah, we definitely filled up that place and showed out, and so it's really cool from a small community like DeMont seeing the support there, and even in a tough loss, just the support from the community and how much pride they had for the guys this season. Want to thank my coaches. I got a great group of coaches. We added one this year. Last year I thought my staff was awesome, and we added another one, which I think made it even better this year. And so Zach Menard, who's my assistant, he kind of had to miss. He was in and out the last month. They actually just had twins a few weeks ago, so I guess that's a decent excuse for them.
Yep.
So yeah, he was in and out, but he's been super helpful. After practice, after games, when he's there, he's texting us, and so super helpful. Kids love him. And so at the JV level, Danny Boltema ran that for us with Ryan Scoffsma, and they're just a great group of guys. Kids love them. Ryan actually took a step back and kind of let Danny take over, which is really a high character move, and there was no ever tension. It was just really good to see Ryan investing in Danny as one of the more experienced coaches on our staff, and so that was really helpful. And Danny, he played for us a couple years ago. He was on those 2 sectional winning teams that we had back in 17-18, and so just being part of that winning culture is helpful on the staff. And then we added Luke Zelstra this year, who kind of floated between the 2 levels. He was on that first sectional winning team, and he's a teacher at the school, and so he's just a really good energy guy and really connects with the kids. And so just as a coach, it's super helpful to have those guys on my staff and helping out. And then last but not least, my wife, she's awesome. She never complains about all the time and energy and film I have to watch, and so she's our biggest fan, and she's a huge supporter. So it definitely takes a village, and we definitely had a good one this year.
Oh, Ethan, you guys.
Well, I want to acknowledge that you guys won the Midwest Conference this year. How does that? Is that a good conference? A good fit for you guys?
Yeah, we've loved it. Last year was our first year in it, and we got second, tied for second. Lost to North Newton by I think 4 early in the season last year, and so. It was really competitive. Tri-County's always tough. North Newton's tough. Faith has been tough these last couple years. And so I really like the parity in our conference. Next year, I think things are going to be shaken up with some guys graduating. But I still think up and down, it's going to be a really competitive conference. And it's really good for the guys to have, besides sectional, something else they're working toward and make the season a little more meaningful.
2 sectional champions out of the Midwest Conference.
Yeah. That was really cool. We talked about that at our all-conference meeting the other day. There was a lot of teams that were tough. Even North Newton gave Ileana a run for their money in theirs, and having us and Tri-County come out of our sectionals wins just really, I think, helps the conference. It makes us more competitive, and it I think really elevates everybody around us. So I was really proud of that from not just us, but from Tri-County as well.
Well, Ethan, you had a great year, sectional championship, Midwest Conference championship. We appreciate you coming down when you could. And always enjoy doing DeMont Christian basketball, and have a good off season. We'll see you next year.
Yeah, thanks so much for covering us.
Right.
Appreciate it.
Ethan,
thank you, Coach
Kamek from DeMont Christian. Back to wrap things up for the final time right after this.
Pulver Psychological Services offers psychological counseling, consultation, and assessment. Locally owned and operated, Pulver Psych focuses on solutions for the community and serves as support for individuals, families, and organizations. Whether you're in need of personal, family, or success counseling, Pulver Psychological Services can help you reach your life goals. Increase work satisfaction, have better relationship compatibility, improve sports performance. Get in touch with Pulver Psychological Services by visiting pulverpsych.com.
Hi, this is Chuck Clark with the Underwood Insurance Agency, formerly Preferred Insurance Group. Are you tired of being sacked every month with your auto insurance bill? Do you feel you just pay your premium to your agent and never hear from them? We at the Underwood Insurance Agency work with over 10 insurance carriers to get you our best rate and coverage we can, and we pride ourselves on serving our customers like they are our family. We are conveniently located in Remington and Lafayette. We can be reached at underwoodagency.com. Reach out to us to score big savings.
High-quality, personalized dental service is what they do at Hillcrest Dental. For over 40 years, generations have relied on Hillcrest Dental for beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. John Ayler and Dr. Jack Drone look forward to seeing you for your next dental visit. For information or to set your appointment, call 219-866-7117. That's 219-866-7117 or visit hillcrestdental.net. Hillcrest Dental is a proud sponsor of all high school athletics.
At Applegate Seed House, we specialize in any and all small seed project needs. This includes government programs, CRP, pollinators and waterways, pasture mixes, and new lawn seed. Applegate Seed House is located 2 miles north of Brook, Indiana, and 2.5 miles east of Highway 41. Call Sam at 765-363-3113. That's Sam at Applegate Seed House, 765-363-3113.
24/7 Club Fit is a 24-hour keycard accessed fitness center located in downtown Rensselaer. The 8,000 square foot facility offers free weights, weight machines, and a large variety of cardio equipment. We also offer free aerobics classes. 24/7 Club Fit offers 6-month contracts starting as low as $25 per month for students, those 55 years and older, and there are no sign-up or keycard fees. We also participate in the Silver Sneakers program. Call 219-866-0033 or contact us on Facebook. 24/7 Club Fit, where time is no excuse.
Hi, this is Chuck Clark with the Underwood Insurance Agency, formerly Preferred Insurance Group. Are you tired of being sacked every month with your auto insurance bill? Do you feel you just pay your premium to your agent and never hear from them? We at the Underwood Insurance Agency work with over 10 insurance carriers to get you our best rate and coverage we can, and we pride ourselves on serving our customers like they are our family. We are conveniently located in Remington and Lafayette. We can be reached at underwoodagency.com. Reach out to us to score big savings.
After a hard day's work or play, it's time for some relaxation, and there's no better place than Unwind on Front Street in Rensselaer. For massage therapy, facials, spray tanning, yoga classes, and wellness, stop by Unwind. They also offer student-athletes 30-minute massages for $25. Alina would like to thank Unwind's loyal customers for their patronage since 2016. To make an appointment, call Unwind at 219-869-0290.
Midwest Contractor Services of Rensselaer, with over 15 years of experience, offers both insulation and gutter services for new construction and existing homes in Jasper, Newton, Lake, and Porter counties. You could save money and lower energy bills by adding more insulation to your house. New insulation project? Let Midwest Contractor Services offer you a custom insulation package that fits your needs. Leaves in your gutter? Let us give you a price on leaf protection products that really work and are affordable. Call Marty or Mark at Midwest Contractor Services today at 219-866-0755 and get an estimate for your project.
Every day you listen to the news, but how is that news affecting your financial world? Things like your retirement and your kids' college fund. You need someone who can help you work towards your goals. Someone to help you move forward in the times of change. Call Mindy Byer at Morgan Stanley. Mindy has 20 years of experience as a financial advisor, and she's right here in Northwest Indiana. To make an appointment with Mindy Byer, call 765-420-8433. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney LLC, member SIPC.
Anders Water Conditioning in downtown Rensselaer is here for all of your water supplies and softening needs. At Anders, we sell and rent water softeners, water coolers, and have all of your bottled water and salt needs too. Call Chuck to set up your consultation today. 219-866-7430. Anders Water Conditioning, family owned since 1991.
Founded in 1931, Community State Bank in Brook is your community bank. We specialize in relationship banking while offering the technology required to meet your modern banking needs. Community State Bank is the area leader in new construction loans and home mortgages. Our lenders know small business and have products to meet your farm and business needs. We're available to get to know you and your needs today at 224 West Main in Brook or by calling 219-275-2441.
Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
All right, ready to wrap things up here on the Coach's Cage, our final show of this 23-24 season. We'll be back with the 24-25 season, middle of August, Billy. It's not that
Not
that
long.
far away,
Yeah.
really.
Don't blink.
Yeah, don't blink. We'll be back with football, of course, and basketball, girls and boys, and baseball and softball. So, and we're looking forward to the softball and baseball season coming up. We just put together a 9-game schedule on 3kgthecage.com starting April 4th. Can't remember what the game was, but we start our season April and go into May. So looking forward to that, getting outside and the fresh air and the good ballparks. And
It'll be fun. We'll see who we got there. North Newton at Tri-County in baseball.
so April 4th, that'll be a Midwest Conference game right
Yeah,
off the bat. So hopefully the weather will cooperate. We need some days like today and yesterday.
Oh, boy.
Another
yeah.
month from now or another 2 weeks from now, whatever.
No kidding. Yeah.
Right. Well, we'd like to say thank you. The biggest thank goes to this guy on our left and right, Scotty Miller. Been here almost every week, and couldn't do it without him. With
No, we've learned that. Couldn't
running
do
the
it without
board
him.
and camera. I mean, when he's gone, we're lucky to get on the air. So, Scotty,
We gotta scramble.
Yeah, we appreciate what you do, and can't thank you enough.
Well, you guys are welcome. I enjoy coming out here every week and helping out you guys and getting to know the coaches pretty well.
Coaches are great, aren't they?
They
They're
really-
really kind to all three of us, and well, except for Radke, but you got to expect that from Wes.
I don't know what you're talking about. He's
Careful
kind to
now,
me.
careful.
He's kind to Bill. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know. All right, guys. And Billy, we'll see you April 4th.
Yeah, I want to get some thank yous into both of you guys. I mean, sometimes I'm on hiatus a little bit here and there and struggle with getting here, but you guys always fill in super, and it's a lot of fun working with both of you. And I do appreciate it, and also the coaches, and I really appreciate Arnie's Pizza, everything they do
Absolutely.
for us, and all of our fine sponsors. We couldn't do this without them.
And we can't go without thanking our main driver this year.
Oh,
Alex Kurtz
yes.
was you couldn't believe how much she helped us out this year, carrying all the equipment up, driving
does
us,
she ever step up?
driving
Big.
us to and from everywhere, and we couldn't have done it without her either. So
She's a big part of it,
Yeah,
and
she is.
hopefully that'll continue. But we wish her all the luck in the world. It won't be for the baseball, softball season because she's back in the coaching ranks again.
She's an assistant coach over at Tri-County this year, so
looking forward to seeing her on the sidelines and in the dugout.
Absolutely. All right, guys. We'll see you April 4th.
April 4th it is.
All right. One last time, I'd like to thank Arnie's. And for my partners, Bill Kay and Scotty Miller, this is Bob Kurtz. So long, everybody.
The proceeding was a presentation of 3KG Community Broadcasting.